Good morning, welcome back to Global Thrills. It is the 2nd of October, Monday, which means we're now halfway through our trip, which is very sad. Ryan's still not feeling the best. Just picked up some breakfast, refilled our resort mugs, working on keeping him hydrated and rested. Hopefully by tomorrow he's feeling a bit better and he can come back and join us. It is a beautiful morning here. I still fall in love with this resort more and more every single day. It's incredible. The breakfast options are also really nice. Going to Seaworld today. We've got 7 coasters to get on. Super excited for the new pipeline coaster. I've never actually been on a stand-up coaster, so to get on this is my first one. I think will be pretty good. So I'm super excited. So come and join me today as I go to Seaworld. Here we are in Seaworld Orlando. It was super quick. It was about a 15-20 minute Uber from the resort. Super easy, just literally dropped me off right at the entrance, picked up my ticket, ready to go. Unfortunately, I think Kraken is down for annual maintenance, which is disappointing because I think I'd really enjoy that coaster based on how much I enjoyed the Hulk. But I'm going to head straight over to Pipeline the Surf Coaster because I've already seen that cycling. I'm not sure if the other coasters are open yet. I'm super excited to try that because I've never tried a stand-up coaster before. Wow. I love how this coaster looks. It's amazing. It looks very fluid and smooth. Seems pretty quiet over here, so I'm guessing / hoping it's going to be a walk-on. We will see. See what the operations are like in this park as well. Let's do Pipeline the Surf Coaster, 20-minute wait. Let's go. Fun, I like that. So, what do I think of Pipeline? I like it. Firstly, they have one train ops, which is a bit annoying because it's taken me about 50 minutes to do a front row, admittedly, because there was a big queue for the front row, but a front row and a back row ride. It's taken me 50 minutes, which is annoying because the dispatches could be every 2 minutes, but because they're on one train ops, it's every 4 minutes. So, I understand it's the crowds aren't massive, it's a Monday, but it's a little bit frustrating when you know you could be getting on the ride in half the time. Anyway, the ride experience is actually super fun, super unique. My first stand-up, the up and down motion of the seats was really cool. They come along, obviously the seat goes all the way up, all the way down, and they come along, ask you to stand up straight, and they put your seat so it still moves, but doesn't go all the way up and all the way down. I would say the way to ride it is to keep some of the pressure. When you launch, you go down the first airtime hill, it's great, and then you get some quite intense. To be fair, I haven't had people talk about this, but you get some quite intense positive G's, like going to that first wave and some other of the positive G moments. It's actually quite intense. I would say have some of the force going through your bum and some of it through your feet, because the first time I rode it, I had all of the G's. I kept my legs completely straight. I would say I enjoyed it more on the second time around when I kind of used the seat a little bit more rather than just having it all the way through my feet. The first launch is great. There's some great pops of air time. I like how smooth it is. It goes round and round. Yeah, super fun, super unique experience. I really enjoyed it. I was planning on going around to Icebreaker, but the path over there is closed. So I might go all the way around, or I might stop off at another ride on the way there. I'm not sure what the queues are, because the app isn't telling me what the queues are. Now, we won't be doing Howlow Scream here. It does look fun, but you're also probably going to give it a miss at Busch Gardens as well. But this looks like a pretty cool, quite a unique kind of theme for a scare attraction. A scare mate. It's got a scare zone, sorry. Got all these people dressed in gas masks and hazmat suits. All toxic up. I bet it will look sick at night. Look at this dude, cover up with a blanket. I wonder what's underneath there. It's quite a long scare maze actually. I'm the only one here. This kind of shows you how quiet it is today. It says Icebreaker's on a 20-minute wait already, so I wanted to head round and do that quickly. I've heard that it's a lot better since they removed the comfort collars. Obviously this is my first time experiencing it, so I don't know what it was like beforehand. Oh, bit of theming's fallen off. I would say the comfort collars on Pipeline were okay. To be honest, I noticed them more in the station rather than on the actual ride. I think on the ride they were fine. They didn't really detract from the ride experience. They were a little bit uncomfortable in the station though. Anyway, here we are coming up an Icebreaker. Let's do it. So yeah, 20 minutes, my backside. It's almost empty train. Right, let's do. And get ready to break the ice. Let's do the back row first. Awesome. So yeah, Icebreaker, it's actually a really fun ride. It really took me by surprise. The amount of airtime you get on that is insane. They are sending pretty much empty trains, you see here. There's 2 people on the back. You got 4 launches, so you go on a switch track, go over, you got launch backwards, forwards, backwards, and then forwards again. And that last launch, over this little, you can't see actually, just here, over this bunny hill here, up at the top hat, you get absolutely thrown out your seat. It's amazing. It's a lot more fun. Controversially, I prefer Icebreaker to Pipeline. Maybe that's not controversial, I'm not sure. But I think this is a better coaster. I think it's a lot more fun. I was laughing and enjoying my time on it. I had 3 back-to-back rides pretty much. I did back, front, and I rode with on the front on the last time with the same lady, really nice lady from Manchester that I rode with on Pipeline. So shout out to her. I didn't actually get her name, but she was super nice. So yeah, overall, I think it's a really good coaster. I can imagine the comfort collars when they were on this would have really hindered the experience. Because even just the lap bars with the shin guards themselves are a little bit uncomfortable. That's like kind of the weakest part of the roller coaster. So I'm super thankful that they got rid of the over-the-shoulder vest restraints, because those would have been awful, I bet. Super happy they've done that. Super good coaster now. I might get some more shots and just put them in here because it also looks really cool from off-ride as well. I do have to say, on the back row, the spike is really good. On the front row, you don't really go up any distance. so I do prefer the back row. And it's pretty snappy. I would say the second half, it does kind of peter out a little bit. In terms of it just kind of, it's making its way back to the station with a few S-bends, which don't really do anything. But the first half, with the launches up the spike, up to the top hat, give you a lot of airtime, and it's super fun. So, included with most UK tickets for Seaworld and Busch Gardens, you can get all day dining is included. So you get, every 90 minutes you can get one entree, one side or dessert, and one drink for free. So this is what I've got now. I can get this again for free in 90 minutes. Don't think I will. This burger looks pretty mid. The fries are hot, which are good. The cookie looks nice, and I'm just thankful for the Coke. But I might end up with a full stomach if I do this every 90 minutes. Gonna head into Sesame Street Land now. They've got a kiddie coaster here, some flat rides. We've got a cool looking dark ride as well, I think. So I'm gonna check out these attractions here because the queues aren't too big, and then I probably won't come back here for the rest of the day. It looks like fun. So I just had a solo ride on Super Grover's Boxcar Derby, which is the kiddie coaster here. Literally no one else on the train apart from me in the back row. It's actually pretty fun. I didn't bother filming because I had a little giggle by myself. It's nothing special. I actually prefer Runaway Mine Train, Out on Towers, and the Flying Fish even at Thorpe Park. This was it was fun. It was fine. I got the credit. But yeah, I just love the fact that I was on it all by myself, and the ride up was having a good joke and a good time as well, egging me on, saying, "Put your hands up." So yeah, I'm not going to do it again, but I'm glad I got the credit. So I believe I was thinking of the Sesame Street Land in Portaventura that has the dark ride. I think that land is a little bit more fleshed out. I don't think this one has one. But you know what? That kiddie coaster was fun. It's quite a nice land. It's very empty in terms of there's like 3 or 4 families in the whole land. Big Bird Twirl and Hurl looks like it's closed down permanently. It looks like they're going to take it out. It's all boarded up. But they've got loads of other flat rides for kids there. Yeah, I'm not going to go back there, but it was cool to walk through, get the credit on that coaster. I'm going to head out now. I've obviously got Manta and Mako left to go. I'm still gutted that Kraken's not open. It's closed for annual maintenance. But I'm super happy, at least it's not Mako, because I think that's probably going to be my favourite in the park. I'm just saving it to last, I think. Unless, I'm actually going to probably walk past it now, so I'm going to go on that first. It says we've now got a 15-minute wait for Mako. I'm alright with that. I'm going to drop my bag in a locker here, which is pretty simple, and I'll talk about later.
Whoa! I'm gonna feel like this is the car time. Yeah, I think so. Should I sit back? I really hope I don't hit my arm. I don't fucking know. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Woo! Woo!
Oh my gosh, Mako is so much fun. I've never done a B&M Hyper before. I mean, I've only done one hypercoaster, and that's the big one, which is rough. That is crystal clear, super smooth. You just float to airtime after float to airtime hill. On the back, that first drop on the back is amazing. Like, you just get absolutely lifted out of your seat. Oh my God, amazing, love it. I just want to rewrite it and rewrite it. The whole layout was so much fun. The first drop to hammerhead turn, round back into the turnaround, and all these hills. There's a slight trim, but it's fine. And then the last section coming round over the water, you feel like you just reach out and touch the water. Love it. I just want to rewrite it all day. I'm not going to yet, I might later. But I've still got Manta to get on. I also want to do Journey to Atlantis and Infinity Falls. And I know I'm going to get wet on Infinity Falls, so I think I'll do Manta first. And I've done all the coasters, apart from Kraken, unfortunately. I'm still disappointed about that. But that's life. So once I've done Manta, I'll do the 2 water rides. I guess Journey to Atlantis counts as a roller coaster, water coaster. And I'll have everything done. And then I can re-ride what I want to re-ride. I mean, I've already done 2-3 rides on all of the coasters I've already done, so I'm doing pretty well considering it's not even midday yet. And here we have some construction work going on for the new coaster that was just announced. I mean, there's been speculation about it for a while, but it was officially announced a couple of days ago. They're going to build a family B&M coaster, another B&M. Oh my goodness, this park loves B&Ms. I guess they've got a good relationship, don't they? But it looks super fun. I mean, so far I would say Manta or Mako has the best theming, but the theming is pretty light in most of these coasters. Apart from Journey to Atlantis, I would say, because that over there looks sick. Here comes Manta. So I mean, excited to see what they do in terms of saying it's going to be their most heavily themed attraction. And excited that they're kind of going back in that direction, considering they've got such amazing coasters. Seeing them take some time and put some time into the theming as well would be awesome. So yeah, gonna ride Manta now. Here we are, Manta on 5 minutes. Skipping this at the start of the day and coming back to it later is definitely the way to go, because this is right at the front of the park, so everyone jumps on this first. However, 5 minutes is awesome.
Do not ride nor play, have high blood pressure, motion sickness, heart, neck, or back problems, fear of heights.
Wow. Look at this for a queue line. Hey dude. Whoa, you're a big one. Look at those ones down there as well. They've got baby hammerheads. They're so cute. Wow. Wow, what a coaster. I absolutely love Manta. I mean, from the very start, it's the only queue here that's got air conditioning, which is a big plus, and actual theming. Like, it's got a full-on aquarium in the queue line, which is super cool. You've got all these sharks and these rays and these fish. It's beautiful. The station itself has got minimal theming, but you know, from the outside, this bit here, you go past the waterfall, amazing. My first flying coaster was a couple weeks ago in Galactica at Alton Towers, and going from that to this is a big step up. I mean, this one is taller, because obviously Galactica, they could only build above a certain limit, or below a certain limit. And it is way more intense. I did front row and then back row. Back row into that pretzel loop is insane. It is so intense, but I love it. The whole layout all the way with these kind of 0G rolls. It's so much fun. Just swooping and diving. It gets pretty intense in places, but it's amazing. I love it. I absolutely love that ride. And also, as another plus, kind of after the first drop, you go swoop round and you get to see all of the construction area for their new, the B&M kind of bobsled, the new attraction they're building for next year. So they've got all the fitters going in, which is pretty impressive. I mean, they only announced it. I mean, obviously they've been working on it for a while, but the speed at which they build coasters here is very impressive. They've already got all the fitters in. I'm sure they're doing loads of work inside. So I'm super excited to come back. Probably not next year, but when we do come back and experience that new coaster when it opens. You've got all these flamingos here. Look how pink they are. Got loads over there as well. Right, I'm going to head down to Journey to Atlantis and then to Infinity Falls, and then we'll have completed pretty much all the attractions here. Sneak peek working on the foundations. I do like this area. This is really cool. Excuse the pun. Obviously there's no attraction here at the moment. Empire of the Penguin is long gone. Well, not long gone, a couple of years since the pandemic. But I like how it's kind of juxtaposed in terms of the heat of Florida and then this icy theming. We've still got the penguin exhibit here, which I might take a walk through in a moment. So I'm not actually that hungry, but I want to make use of this free dining. So I've got a chocolate cake, another Diet Coke Zero, and a little salad, all for free. I would say come to Arctic Expedition if you do want food, because they've got a lot more choice in here. The one I went to by Icebreaker earlier, the burger was pretty poor, as I thought it would be. The fries were fine, but I would say Arctic Expedition has a lot more choice. Now, you know what? That cake was actually quite nice. I mean, I mainly did it to get the drink, but I enjoyed the cake as well. This, however, is a cool facade. Love this. Very excited to give this a go. I know it's a water coaster, but also kind of like a dark ride as well. So let's give this a go. Doesn't have a wait time out here. I assume it's not too busy. I'm not sure though. Got a cheeky view from Journey to Atlantis queue on what they're doing to Kraken. To be honest, I'm not actually sure what they're doing. Some sort of maintenance. They're checking it out. Man, I wish I could have gone on this coaster. Here we go. Back row.
There's some turbulence down there today and some weird things we can't quite identify.
god.
La cara de la foto de haber salido preciosa. ¿Te dieron cuenta cuando sacó la foto? No. Wait, there's more. Tiene flash, así que quiere decir que tiene los ojos abiertos. Vamos de vuelta. Vamos de vuelta, no me ahora te quiero ver.
Get a massive wave here on the front. Let's see. People on the front gonna get soaked. Yes, they are. Wow.
Vamos, vamos, macho. Te quiero ver tu cara en la foto. Yo no salí. Yo no traje mi toalla, boludo. Prepárate ya. Este es horrible. Oh. Está muy alto, tenemos que bajar.
Woo! That was a fun water coaster actually. It does need a bit of TLC. There's a few parts that kind of actually falling apart, like the facade and the theming and the lift hills. But the actual ride itself was pretty fun. Got two good drops. You got a little drop which gets the front row absolutely soaked, which is why I did not sit there. But yeah, I really like it. It's a good ride. I only got a little bit damp. I also changed into my sliders because I do not like walking on wet shoes. I'm now going to go over to Infinity Falls, which I think looks really cool. So I'm going to check that out. I've only got like 2% left on my GoPro, so I might not be able to film it. So I apologise if the POV cuts out halfway through. Here is the Kraken. What a shame, man. It's alright, we'll just have to come back another time and ride it, won't we? Funnily enough, it says it's on a 10-minute wait. I mean, it does say it's closed for maintenance, but it also says 10 minutes for some reason. I love that entry and the colour of the track. I mean, it just goes under the tunnel here. I know it would be an awesome shot, it coming out the tunnel there. Oh well, another time, eh? You know what's also actually really nice is all of the Hallow Scream decorations they have up here. It's just kind of like a nice pumpkin fall vibe, and then you've got some funky pumpkins over here. You've got nice flags everywhere. It's quite nice. It's a shame we're not doing it, really. Oh, I'm gonna get soaked. This looks good, this. It looks like a well-modern and well-themed boat ride. I mean, rapids. I like the sign there as well. It says it's a 45-minute wait. Woo, let's see. So you might be thinking, he's not at Infinity Falls. It's because it looked like at least a 45-minute to a 1-hour queue because the operations were horrible. It looks like they've only got 4 boats on the whole ride, and there was a fair amount of fast track coming through, so I thought, why waste time on that? I'll go back to that towards the end of the park day and come back and ride Mako instead. Easily get 5 rides in within an hour, which is what I've just done. I've had five rides on there, 3 of them without even leaving the station, because they've got an awesome re-rider policy where if there's no one in your row, you can re-ride. And as a single rider, if there's three people in your row and there's 1 spare seat, you can just go sit back in that seat again. So the staff was super nice. They were like, do you want to re-ride? So I did. So I had 5 rides in a row on the back row, which is amazing. It's such a good coaster. I wish we had a B&M Hyper in the UK. It's just got so much floater airtime. Such a good ride. So re-rideable, so smooth, so much fun. Loved it. I'm gonna go see what Infinity Falls is on now. If it's on anything less than 25, I will ride it now. But yeah, I was not gonna ride it earlier. I've had too much fun on Mako instead. Okay, it's now saying 70 minutes and the queue is in the same place where it was earlier. So I refuse to do it when the wait is this long because it's just not worth it. I might go and check out Manta instead and the other coasters again. Just had another ride on Pipeline. There it goes. Waited about 25 minutes because for some unforeseen reason they changed it from two train operations this morning where there was no queue to 1 train operations. So when a train is dispatched every 5 minutes with 18 riders on it, wait, not even, yeah, 18, it's pretty slow going. I'm glad I got another ride on it. Back row is really fun. It also did felt like it had warmed up quite a lot, and because we had a full train, whereas this morning it was empty, I feel like we were moving faster in the second part of the course and there was more airtime, it was more fun. So I'm glad I got another go, but I do feel a bit, you know, like a bit antsy waiting 25 minutes when I know there's other better rides out here. I mean, I have just ridden Mako 5 times, but I want to get back on Manta. It looks like Pipeline went down for a little bit because I was watching it in the queue, it wasn't going round, but I think I've just seen it cycling again. So I'm gonna check Infinity Falls again. I bet it's still gonna be a long queue. So if that's the case, I'm gonna head back to Manta because that's my second favourite coaster here after Mako. So yeah, Infinity Falls was still on half an hour with a shorter queue, but I'll probably do it after Manta. I'm gonna get a couple more rides on Manta because I love this B&M flyer, and then go back to Infinity Falls. I think the queue will get less and less as it goes late in rated because people don't want to go home wet. I don't care, I'll get soaked. I'll just be happy to get to be able to get on it without waiting for 70 minutes like I would have earlier. So, it's been a little while. This whole day, I've been under the impression that the park closes at 6. It's currently 6:30, the park closes at 8. So I was rushing from Infinity Falls, which was a really fun ride. The operations were very slow. It was quite frustrating because you see them loading 5 people into an 8-person raft when there's a couple literally standing like 2 meters away from the entry point. Anyway, I got on. It's actually really fun, really good raft ride. Unfortunately, my GoPro ran out of battery because I didn't charge it last night, so I'm really sorry. I promise I won't do that for Busch Gardens, so you get all the POVs. But I would definitely recommend going on it first thing in the morning. Or maybe if you want to do like a coaster or 2 and then go on it, I would recommend getting it done before like 11 AM, maybe even 10:30, especially before lunch, because after lunch everyone's doing the water rides. Same with Journey to Atlantis. Those are the 2 rides that I queued the most for today. After Infinity Falls, I ran to Mako because I thought, let me get my last couple of rides on here before the park closes. Gets to about 6:05. I've had 3 rides on there without even leaving the station, just re-rides because there was no one in the row. And I was like, hey, why are people still coming into the station? It's gone past 6 now. It's because the park closes at 8 o'clock. Anyway, I made use of the all-day dining again, back at the Arctic Expedition, the food area in the Antarctic area, which I think is the best place. The pizza was pretty good, and I've saved the chocolate cake for Ryan. I think now I might have one last ride on Manta, even though I thought my earlier rides were my last rides. And then I will finish with a ride on Pipeline again, because I've neglected that since the morning. And I did enjoy it, and I'd like to get one more ride on it before I go home. But after that point, I reckon I'm probably done. Seeing as I thought I would have been done 20 minutes ago, I think one more ride on each, and I'll be done with the day. It's been a good day. I just wanted to quickly talk about the lockers. So you use these machines, swipe your card and pay $10, and every single ride has lockers which you can use. And to be honest, I don't think $10 is actually that bad, especially for one that moves around the park. Just follow the instructions on the machine. If you forget it, you can forget what number you are, you can put your kind of code and pin into the machine again. It will tell you which one you're at. And basically you just move around the park when you need it. And I've used it at every single one. The ones at Infinity Falls are kind of hidden around the back, so you just have to keep walking to get to the lockers there. But every ride has them, which is really good. I'm gonna go down towards the exit and finish with Pipeline. I am walking back through the resort now, but I just remembered one thing which I wanted to add, so I'm going to click this in earlier. And that's the fact that I actually really enjoyed interacting with other people today. I think it's quite a different vibe from the US to America, the UK to America, in terms of in the UK people tend to keep it to themselves, but even British people were talking to me in the parks. I rode with quite a few British people, just sparked a conversation which I don't think would happen in the UK parks, but I really enjoyed that. Like just talking about what they think about the ride, if it's their first time here. Obviously for me it was. Everyone was just super friendly, and like it made me feel more okay about being a single rider the whole day, being my own the whole day, which I've never really done before. So it's super nice. So yeah, if you're feeling self-conscious or worried about going to a park by yourself, I would say just go for it. Like, what's the worst that can happen is that maybe you feel a bit uncomfortable, a bit unsure of yourself for the first 30 minutes, an hour, but after you get settled in, you're gonna have the best day ever. Well, that wraps up my day at Seaworld Orlando. Had an incredible day, to be honest. I've done so much. Finished off with 2 more rides on Pipeline, back to back. Big plus for this park is their re-rider policy. On a day like this, if there's low park crowds and there's no one in your line, just stay on the ride if you want to. I mean, I have ridden Mako 10 times, Manta 8 times, and Icebreaker and Pipeline 4 times each. That's a lot. I mean, I've also done Journey to Atlantis, I've done Infinity Falls, and also you can't forget Grover's roller coaster, which was fun, to be fair. I enjoyed the interaction with the staff members. So yeah, it's been a really good day. The quality of rides in this park is amazing. Also, all very unique from each other. I'm sure I would love Kraken, but it's just another reason to come back when they also open their new B&M family coaster, which they're building. Super cool to see the construction site there as well. What's going on? It looks like they're building at a really fast pace. But yeah, loved it. I would say I understand the one train operations today because the park has been pretty much empty. But it is frustrating when you have rides like Manta, like Pipeline, and also Icebreaker, where it's quite difficult to get into the trains and dispatches take a long time. Like that last ride I had on Icebreaker, when I waited 25 minutes, almost half an hour, there was such a short queue. But the fact that you've only got 18 seats on the train, the seats are really difficult to get into, and a one-train service when it was on 2 in the morning when there was no queue. It's a bit frustrating. But nevertheless, I've had an amazing day. I've enjoyed the all-day dining. I think it's great value for money, especially if you're coming from the UK. I think most of the time it is added onto your ticket. So value for money, you've got 3 days at 3 parks, Aquatica, Seaworld, Busch Gardens. You can choose which ones you want to go to. All-day dining for all 3 days. It's a great deal. And the food's okay. I would definitely recommend again going to the Arctic area for the food there. That's the best. They've got the most choice, and I enjoyed my pizza that I just had. So yeah, thank you for joining me. Like the video, subscribe for more, comment what your favourite ride is at SeaWorld. I would say mine's in between Mako and Manta, but I think Mako probably edges out Manta just about. So yeah, subscribe, join for more. Tomorrow we might be going to Magic Kingdom, or we might switch it up and do a water park tomorrow. Ryan should be joining us tomorrow because he's feeling a lot better after having rested today. So super looking forward to whatever we do tomorrow. So stay tuned and we'll see you then.